Fresh charges of forgery and conspiracy have been laid against Chairperson of the PNCR Valda Lawrence, PNCR Executive Member Carol Joseph, and Region 4 Returning Officer Claremont Mingo. The charges were filed Wednesday morning when the trio presented themselves at the Georgetown Magistrates Court. The charges stem from allegations by the People's Progressive Party Civic and the Ghana Police Force with regards to elections fraud during and after the March 2nd general and regional elections. Their attorney, Nigel Hughes, spoke with members of the media outside the Georgetown Magistrates Court and provided some clarity on the charges brought against Lawrence, Joseph, and Mingo.
Ms. Valda Lawrence had one charge of forgery. Ms. Carol Smith Joseph had 3 charges. 1 of forgery, 2 of conspiracy to defraud. She was jointly charged with Mr. Mingo, and Mr. Mingo himself had 3 charges. 1 of forgery, which he was jointly charged with Ms. Joseph, and 2 others of conspiracy.
There was no objection to bail from the prosecution this time around. However, the 3 accused were placed on $30,000 bail on each of the charges. What was the basis for the charges again today? We see the same charges repeating themselves.
Well, it's the same basis, whatever basis they have. Of course, we haven't been served with statements in relation to these offenses. Both Ms. Joseph and Ms. Lawrence attended video recorded interviews in which the same questions that were asked of them previously were repeated yesterday. So one is a bit at a loss as to find out what would have led to these charges, particularly when they were existing charges. Ms. Joseph, of course, this was the first time that she is appearing before the court.
There has been no indication from the prosecution when they will be ready to proceed with the matters, especially against Lawrence and Mingo. This inconsistency is a very worrisome situation as expressed by Attorney Hughes, who is very eager for the prosecution witnesses to take the stand. Did the prosecution give you any indication that they're ready to proceed?
The prosecution, well, perhaps I should give the context. We have been repeatedly asking, we asked today, that when they're in a position to proceed with all the charges, for the purposes of efficiency, they should bring all those charges at one time, and then we can determine what's perhaps the most efficient way to have those cases heard before the several magistrates. Bringing them in drips every week or every 2 days does not help, particularly when you report to the court that you have not completed the investigation and that you're asking for more time. So our proposal was that they take a long date, whether it's December or January, when they're confident that they've concluded their investigations. We are aware of all the charges, so at that stage we can sit down, we can have some case management, and we can decide which cases go forward, or which cases are not going forward, which witnesses are going to come.
Lawrence, Joseph, and Mingo were ordered to return to court on October 28th. Travis Chase, HGP Nightly News.